mean,
I think, well, one, you're gonna be live for that, so that's kind of cool. But two, I think I even deleted the upload for it, so it just doesn't exist anymore at all. It's gone. I don't know how to check where my VODs are at, but I'm pretty sure it's gone.
we even did something really sweet that's gone.
Well, you'll just have to remember to redo it this time.
Okay, well, I'm taking credit for it this time then.
Well, hopefully my stream is starting. Let me know if it comes up.
I'm watching an ad for Gushers, and this lady just licked a squid, but it did not look like a squid.
That was probably on purpose. That was probably on purpose. Okay. Sweet. Everyone ready? Everyone excited? It's been...
What is this?
Yeah, it's been a month?
I don't
4
remember how
weeks.
to play.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
Well, welcome to episode 10 of the AkerTales. We're back. The super short recap of what we did last time. You guys went and got captured by Gangries. You guys met Corman, who told you that he wanted to break the enchanted skull that was in the middle of the Gangry lair, and you guys decided to... Sorry, there was a feeding that happened, and then you guys went and chased after it. It turned out Chip was being fed to the queen, and you killed the queen, and then you broke open the skull just in time, and I think that's where we left off.
That is correct.
Cool. Sweet. Okay, so you take a look around and you notice that the Gengri, the ones that hatched, are there, but they're subdued, and they don't seem to notice you at all. It's like they're under a spell. They just are looking around sort of confused and go about their business. And Corman looks at you and smirks and says, "Welcome to the astral plane, home of the spirits, memories, and, well, us for the time being." I'm assuming you guys want to go grab the rest of your belongings that you had.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
If you had.
If you had them. And you guys make your way to the, I guess what it was, the holding chambers that your weapons were in, and you gather up your belongings, and you make your way towards the entrance.
Hold on. I want to go back to where Gumball is.
Okay.
And
Oh my god!
and leave him a pile of goldfish crackers because I love Gumball.
Okay.
This feels like deja vu.
Yeah, I also take the time to craft a little doll with something to leave it for Gumball.
Okay. So you guys remember after you grab your belongings and start making your way out, Hank says, one second, and you guys hurry off to go drop some belongings off with Gumball, and you go to the nursery, or I guess I forget what I called it, the nursery, and you drop off your goldfish crackers, and you drop off your handmade doll, and Gumball looks confused for a second as to where these sort of apparated from. If we were looking from the normal view, but then he seems happy and pleased and sort of forgets about the fact that this is totally weird because he's young and doesn't know any better, and plays with his toys and looks generally really happy for whatever just happened. And what's both of your passive perception?
Hold on. My perception is
The passive one you said?
Yeah, passive.
13.
what is that? Sorry.
It's right under the list of skills and stat. You have passive wisdom perception.
16.
So it's the same.
No, mine is 13.
Oh, 13. Okay. So, Hank, you noticed something out of the corner of your eye. You didn't make out what it was, but you saw it twirl and disappear. And it just seems to be gone from your view. And
Can I
go ahead.
can I inspect it further? It was just like something popped and twirled and was gone.
Yeah, give me. You can give me a perception check to see. Jesus.
Oh, poop. 6.
Yeah, you don't see a thing. You saw. You don't even know what it was. You just like. You know when you see something at the corner of your eye, and then you could have sworn you saw something, and you look, and it's not there. That's what kind of just happened.
Okay.
So you gather up, you had your belongings, and you make your way outside the cave, outside the Angry Cave, to the entrance. And immediately, the scene looks completely different from the last time you're out here. One, everything is now blue and sort of ghostly looking, sort of like when you guys were in the Spooky Manor. But now there's water all around. This was a dry marsh before, and now there's just these rivers flowing everywhere. And there's you can make out a large river in the distance with a whole bunch of like smaller tributaries feeding into it, and the water's like this nice, slow flowing, kind of calming looking water. And I think Corman looks at you guys and he says, "We made it to the dead river. I'm here looking for the attuner. There's a race that lives here named the Tatuk. They might be able to help. But unfortunately, I don't know where they're at. So we're just gonna have to explore."
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, you guys.
I examine my surroundings.
Yeah, you notice a whole bunch of trees everywhere, and you notice these like marshy lands all around, and you notice lots of like shoreline for those marshes, but there's sort of like a lack of like animals or like living things sort of around you. And I think Corbin probably takes the lead, and he just starts walking in a direction.
I follow him
Cool.
and mage
adventure.
hand motion to the others to come.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys continue probably for an hour or so. And all of a sudden, you're walking along like one of these tributaries that are feeding in, and you look at the water and you notice that there's these orbs that are floating around sort of aimlessly in the currents. And they're dull, and they're maybe about the size of a baseball, like between a baseball and a volleyball in size. And they're just sort of floating in the water. And then all of a sudden, one of them lights up. And all of a sudden, all of you, everyone's minds fill with these memories. They're not yours, they're foreign ones. But they seem strangely familiar. And you all remember a baker named Fiora who lived in the city of Mura, just north of here. And he had a very successful bakery that his parents left to her. Or sorry, her parents left to her. And she ultimately left to her kids when she died years later. And a memory fills your minds of her in the square yelling at some kids who attempted to swipe a loaf of bread from her stand. And then the orb goes dim and falls back into the water. And Corman turns to you guys and says, These are the... That's not the right Corman voice. These are the souls that... Of the dead. They've come to sort of pass to the afterlife. We're currently in the astral plane. The place of spirits. It's over the prime material plane, and when you die, you come here to go sort of live out your memories until you transition to the real afterlife and go get greeted by the great hamster. And I think you travel up a little longer, and another one of those orbs comes up, and you remember Leonard, the leather worker, who was quick to anger but was one of the most dedicated individuals, and he gave birth to 2 sons who pursued a life of performance. But even though they didn't follow in Leonard's footsteps, he made every attempt to go see their plays. In particular, the first play, the Flight of Valor. And these feelings of pride that only a parent feels for their children's accomplishments like rushes in your minds, and the orb goes below the surface, goes dim and goes below the water surface. And you travel a little further, and another one shows up, and you all remember a thief named Gregory from Ellendor, who was ruthless and unforgiving and was dealt a bad hand in life and felt others deserved his luck in life as well. And you feel his undying resolve and his cunning and the thrill of the heist he used to get from stealing. And all these memories and feelings flood into your heads, and you make the connection that those orbs floating... Oh, never mind. That's it's not relevant anymore. Yeah, does anyone want to do anything before we go forward? Okay. And you travel. You probably take the rest of the day, and you see in the distance a bunch of lights for what looks like a settlement.
How big is it?
Wait, we're leaving the river already?
No, you're still at the river.
Okay.
You're still at the river. It is probably, it looks to be what probably houses like 50 to 100 people. Like there's quite a few. There's probably about 24 houses. They're like huts. They're not like industrial buildings, but like these shambled huts.
Can I try to know what type of not architecture, but like what type of the huts? Like, is it like a human orc or like?
Sure, give me history. Yeah, history.
Okay. 10.
You notice that it's not like anything you've seen before. Like you've seen these like kind of straw hatched huts before, but they don't look like orc ones that are a lot more sort of chaotic and disheveled in nature and shambled together. They display like a fine craftsmanship to them that's not like something you have seen before.
Corman,
Yes?
do you think these people could be the ones we are looking for?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know. The fuck did I call the race?
The tattoo.
I didn't know. That's what I said. That's why I said these people, not because I'm racist.
Let me write that down. Yeah.
How did I write it down first?
That's a great question because you're a great note taker. Those are unmistakably the Tutuk housings. We must proceed with caution. We're not wanted guests here.
Okay. I motion to everyone to be quiet, and I kind of adopt a stealthy pose.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone, roll stealth for me, quick.
I crouch down stealthily behind Thamior.
Uh-oh.
7.
20, not natural.
7 for Hank.
8.
8 for Jesus. 8 for Lord.
8 for Jesus.
8 for Jesus.
Jesus saves.
12.
Everybody takes full damage.
12.
Jesus saving throw.
12 for Cora.
It's a shirt.
Sammy, what was yours?
20, not natural.
Jesus. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think Corman starts to head up the group, and he sort of creeps around the outside of the camp. And I'm assuming everyone's following suit. And
Yep.
you make your way up to sort of the outer perimeter of this place, and you see a gathering sort of in the metro. It looks like there's about a dozen and a half of these. There's about a dozen and a half of these black shadowed figures. Like a humanoid would have a very defined edges to their body. Theirs are faded out as if somebody just blurred them, and they're all wearing different skulls on them, animal skulls on their heads. And you notice one that's of a deer and one that's of
Hank should have kept the Gengri head.
yeah, and one that's of a bear, and you see ones of wolves, and they're all sort of dancing around this fire, chanting something to themselves. It doesn't sound like words. It sounds just like hums and mumbles, and probably some language that you can't understand.
Can I cast comprehend language?
Probably. Double check what this does. For the duration, you understand the literal of any spoken language that you hear. Yeah, if you want, sure.
Yeah, I'll use comprehend language.
Okay, they you listen closely, and it's tough to hear because you're far away, but you make out words that are talking about death and the afterlife, and the transitioning, and souls, and tales of happiness and tales of sadness, and there's a few people in the background just speaking what seems to be like the thoughts that you guys sort of got beamed into your head before with the souls. They're just speaking out loud these eulogies for all these people.
Okay, so I turn to the group and I whisper, I think these are ritualists who are transporting the souls of the dead to this plane of existence.
Probably.
And I think Corman motions to you guys to follow him, and I think he says something like,
Wait.
Oh.
I have an idea.
Sure.
I am going to pull the lantern out of my backpack and let out Thorn,
Okay.
because he might know things, because he's dead.
Okay. Do you have anything specific that you're looking from him, or are you just pulling him out just to phone a friend?
Just, I want him to hang out with us for right now.
Okay.
He might have some info.
That's my Thorn voice. You pull out your lantern that you got in the Swoopy Manor, and open up the front of it, and it glows for a second, and out comes this soul of Thorn, and says, "Hi guys, how's it going?"
Hey, Thorn.
Yo, thorny baby.
What are we doing here?
Remember when I killed you? Oh, wait, no, bro.
Don't say that to him.
That's still a sore point. Still a sore point with me.
Jeez.
Don't be a thorn in his side, man.
What? Why did you pull me out? Did you find my dad?
Corman, do you know who this is?
And he, as you say that, you turn to him, and I think his jaw is just dropped. Like, he's not saying anything out of sort of shock of seeing Thorn again. And I think he just looks at him for a second, and he says, "Thorn, I'm so sorry. Your dad, I was responsible." And Thorn looks back at him and says, "I know Dad was not a good man. I know what you did. I know you did what you had to do." And he says, I'm so sorry." And I think they kind of just have a moment of not knowing what to say to each other after that. I don't think Corman was ready for you to bust out the dead kid on him. And there's like this sort of awkward silence for a second, and he says, "We don't have time for this right now. We have to keep going." And he just sort of bolts. He doesn't. He sort of makes himself leave the situation. And Thorn says, well, that was weird.
Do we want to, just metagaming a little bit. Like, did we want to try to communicate with specific orbs in the river, or are we chasing Corman into the narrative?
That's up to you.
I'm kind of asking the others, because I'm okay with whatever.
I'm necessarily looking for anything in itself.
I don't
mean,
mind.
I have an orb I want to look for, but I'm waiting because I don't know if it's the time yet.
Well, I think it would be if you were looking for a specific orb. I know. So I know I told you I need to know who you want to talk to, but I think looking for specific orbs would be very difficult. Like, you're talking, there's lots of marsh around here, and there's lots of tributaries feeding in, so looking for a specific one would be a needle in a haystack if it's even there. But if you wanted to try to interact with anything that you've seen or are going to see, that's totally cool.
I'm gonna wait for now.
Okay.
How long can Thorn be out?
Did I
I don't know
set
if
a
we ever talked
duration?
about that.
I would say for like an hour, probably. Like in terms of mechanics, probably about an hour. But we'll be a little loosey goosey here since you're not actually like doing anything with him. You can
put him back in the lantern and summon him again.
Yeah, just that'll extend your time by just putting him in the lantern and then pulling him out. That's not counted in the 1 hour duration, and therefore you can easily extend the time to at least like 3 or 4 times as long.
Okay.
So basically, we pulled out a ghost kid and Corman ran away.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. But maybe he can help us with something. I don't know what.
I can help with anything.
You would see that.
I'm Thorn the Child Ghost.
Can I hold his hand?
Yeah, sure,
Let's
go for it.
bake a cake.
Okay, I'm gonna grab him by his hand, and then we're gonna follow after Corman.
Okay, he looks happy to have some adult figure holding his hand. You guys go chase after Corman, Alora in hand with Thorn, and you reach around the perimeter of the settlement, and Corman says, "We're looking." Can't do his voice. We're looking for the chief. You'll know the chief based off the stag horns, and I'm hoping he's here. This is all new territory to me, but I've done extensive research before we went and jumped in. And I don't know. Everyone, give me a perception. Isn't there like a investigation check?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
11.
Yeah. 7.
You're muted.
13.
13.
16.
16. Ooh. Oh, I should probably roll for Corman. I'm not used to being a player too.
Player.
You got a 14. Yeah, I'm always being a player is totally normal. Being
Player's gonna play.
Being a Dungeons and Dragons player, however, Okay. Yeah, you make your way around, and I think you're sort of circling the perimeter of this settlement as they're doing this chant in the background. And Corey, you're the first to spot him. That you see a slightly larger hut, sort of across the camp, and inside of it seems to be the chieftain, this giant stag, this giant skull on his head with these big antlers coming off, and he seems just to be looking over all the stuff that's going on, like he's not participating in anything.
I'm not sure what we're doing. Or what we're trying to do.
Corman's trying to look for the
chieftain.
the chieftain
Do we know why?
for the attuner.
So Corman, is this going to be a hostile encounter? What should we be expecting? Like, are they protective of the attuner, or is the kind of a little background on whatever you may know about these people?
Oh, my apologies, Cora. I don't think the attuner's here. I think they just have answers for me. As to whether or not they're going to be happy to see us, my philosophy always in life was to shoot first and ask questions later.
I see. Okay.
Oh. We should be friends.
I thought we were already friends, Princess Alora.
Okay, so I pull the Gangry head out of my bag.
Okay.
I put it on my head.
Okay.
Why did you keep that? Why are you walking with a dead person's head in your backpack?
We're just a weird group right now.
Wait,
And
so
then I go join the dance circle.
okay, wait, you're
I
gonna
thought we were the good guys.
okay. You are going to are you gonna take the skull or are you gonna take the actual whole head? Because all these dancing figures.
All right, I get out my cook pot and I get some chicken broth and I boil the head until all the flesh falls off.
Okay.
I keep the skin to make a leather coin purse.
Okay.
And then I put the skull on my head.
So is this sautéed at
Oh
all?
my
Did you
God.
season it at all?
Yes, I use some Aragonian herbs and spices, special blend.
Yep.
I fed some to Chip. I fed some to Richard.
Okay, so
I've
you all
got,
have this
I
nice.
nine
don't, let
extra-
him, I don't let him give to Richard.
I'm gonna roll a deception check. I rolled a natural one, so I didn't feed Richard.
You feed it to yourself because you think you're Richard.
I feel
So
like
I've
Chip wouldn't care.
So I've got 9 leftover pieces of Gangry jerky to feed Richard later.
Okay.
Because I'm just DMing my own session right now.
That's cool. You can give that's I'm cool with this. You I think as everyone is sort of plotting their plan of attack, and I think Corman's just like, we're just gonna go and we're gonna see how it goes, and Cora's like, oh wait up, this isn't really the best idea. You're just in the back cooking.
Like I've got a montage from Rocky IV going on in the background.
Yeah, and you're cooking this up, and yeah, you take the head, you boil it, and the skin just is tender and falls off, and you make some jerky out of it, and you have your skull left over.
Wait. I gotta ask here.
What?
There's actual flesh inside? I thought they were like insects.
It's dubious.
Are they like meat insects?
They're meaty insects, yeah.
I thought they were more
nice.
like a lizard almost.
Yeah, they're like somewhere. They behave like, so I think I said in last episode that they are like ant people, but I didn't mean like physically. They totally look like ants. They just behave like an ant colony, like an intelligent ant colony.
Oh.
But they are like that furry, gigantic, big mouth, 6 rows.
Wait. They're furry?
I think I said
Yeah,
that.
wait, they're furry. Gumball.
I don't think they were furry.
Okay, well, just refer to your notes for what I said last time about what they looked like, and that's what they look like. But they're not ants. They don't have like an.
What was that bad movie we watched?
Lord of the Rings.
Funny Frodo.
I'm sorry. Can you set that up again, Katie?
Sick burn.
Set that up again, Katie.
I'm offended too, because if you didn't,
Katie, set up the
realize
joke
yet
again.
that Allura is.
Katie, I'm going to
Legolas.
change it. Just set up the joke again.
I can't now. I hate you.
Just say, what was that bad movie we watched?
What was that bad movie we watched?
Star Wars Episode 4.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent.
I know what you're trying to do, AbQ, and it's not gonna work.
I'm pretty sure it already is.
Okay.
There is no emotion. There is peace.
That Great Wall movie.
That's a terrible movie. All right, let's get back to this.
No, but the monsters. That's what I pictured.
Kind of,
the Genry
yeah.
like, but a little more lizardy.
But nobody else knows what you're talking about except for me. But yes,
They could Google it.
the Great Wall movie. Yeah, I think it actually it's called the Great Wall. Anyway, so you fashion yourself a skull. Are you gonna eat any of this turkey?
No, I'm going to keep
No?
it for later.
Okay, that's cool. You
Except for the piece I gave to Chip.
Yeah, okay. You stash away 6 pieces for later.
Okay.
Time.
So I'm assuming this is going to take me like 3 hours to do. And the
This
ritual will probably
takes-
be over by the time I'm done.
I'm assuming it takes a little bit, but I like it a lot, so we're just gonna roll with it. I think you started like immediately, and it's kind of like it happens a lot quicker than you think because this head's like not totally fresh, so it probably cooks a lot faster than you're anticipating.
Ew.
All right. So
While
I
this was
put-
happening, Chip went back in the lantern.
Chip,
went in the lantern.
Or
Thorn.
Thorn went back in the lantern.
Well, maybe after eating AbQ's food, Chip will also be in the lantern.
You see Chip floating in the dead river. Memories of this animal Chip fill your mind.
Okay.
No. Okay. No, you
See what you've done, Hank?
let's
Richard
rub-
dodged a bullet there.
let's rub this in. You
I'm
fashion
putting Hank in the dead river next.
you fashion the Gengri skull. Jesus, you fashion the Gengri skull out of the Gengri head that you have. Do you want to put it on and go join the ritual?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. Give me a performance check, and I'll also give you inspiration.
Okay, this is like totally something.
You can use if you want. You
For
don't have
you.
25.
25. Okay. You
Was that a natural 20?
No, it was 17 plus 8.
Yeah, he's a good performer. Have you ever heard of Hank the Bard? Yeah, you join in the festivities. You the group's sort of arguing about what they're doing. You put on your skull and you go to the fire. You start dancing around. And it doesn't take you just based on your natural performance ability. It doesn't take you very long to start mimicking the steps that everyone's doing. All these things are doing, and yeah, you're dancing along with them.
What type of dance are they doing? Can I try to analyze the ritual?
You
See what type of stuff they're trying to do?
Just give me, yeah, sure, a religion check.
Would it be more like Arcana? Or is it the religious?
No, it's religious.
Oh, okay. 19.
Okay, you I think you've studied enough, and you haven't studied.
I stayed with demons.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe they
you would,
made me study as a punishment.
no, you would you
I could probably do it.
want to give it a religion check as well?
No.
Okay, you've sort of recognized a similar thing from your time spent in the Chaos Gate down in the Abyss, which is the demon world below the prime material plane. You you recognize it sort of as a transitioning ritual of sorts. Like you saw something very, very similar, not around a fire, but these demons doing this dance as souls made their way into the Abyss.
Okay.
So yeah, from your best guess, you would assume that this is sort of the ritual.
Are the lights in the river kind of arriving to this village, or are they coming from?
I would say no. I would say you probably would know. You would probably know right away. They're coming toward. Sorry, they're going away from here, but they're all going sort of down these estuaries that are all leading to this big river.
Okay, so the light that we've encountered of the Fiora, the bakers, and all, they came from the village?
Maybe not directly from the village, but yeah, like they've originated close to the village and have gone outwards.
Okay.
Okay. Corman starts to make his way over to the chieftain's hut.
I follow him.
Okay. Cora and Alora. You also gonna follow suit?
I'll follow as well.
Sure.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. You sneak your way over. And I think as you're walking, you make your way up to the chieftain's hut, and based on your stealth rolls before, I think, Alora, you sort of trip as you get close to it, and let out like a little bit of a gasp. Yeah, you rolled an 8. Technically, Hank rolled lower than you, but he's currently dancing in the center, so he's no mind. You trip, and as you trip, everything goes silent. Everyone, all the dancing, they
Except Hank?
stop immediately. I don't know. Is
It's
Hank gonna stop?
electric. Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Um,
I just blend in. I blend in.
Okay, you stop as well.
This is too realistic.
Yeah, I watched Katie stub her toe literally minutes before we started the stream. Yeah,
Is she
let
in line of sight from the group that's doing the ritual?
No, but she is in line of sight of the chieftain, and the chieftain calls out, "Who's there?" And everyone remains silent. And he yells out again.
I'm squeezing Thorn's ghost hand really tight right now.
Okay, and he calls out again. "Come here. Reveal yourselves."
I cast Mage Hand to kind of gently pat Alora on the back and push her towards him.
Okay.
I step out of the dancing group and I go towards the chieftain.
Okay. He calls to you, "A human in the astral plane. What brings you here?"
Well, I'm technically a half elf, but
You look very human-like, though. I think you'd have to admit.
and we're splitting hairs here. I mean, have you seen my ears? They're fabulous.
They're really great elf ears, I agree. But what brings you here?
We have crossed over from the physical plane, and we're looking for information from the most powerful being in the land. And we hear that you are the most knowledgeable, most powerful, most kind individual.
Okay,
And we are seeking audience with you.
Give me a persuasion check. That was really good.
Oh crap. 22.
22. He says, "I'll hear you. Make your statements." And I think as you do that, Corman comes from around the corner, and he says,
He is really a man of corners.
a cornerman comes around the corner, and he says, "Listen, I'm sorry to bother you here in the astral plane. I'm looking for the attuner." And this chieftain says, "What's the attuner?" He says, "It's a way to go between planes. I need to get back to our land. We seem to have mistakenly been transported to your plane." And the chieftain says back to him, "We don't have a way to do that. We don't interact with the prime material plane. I don't know how you got here, but I'm afraid you cannot go back." And Corman looks a little bummed at that answer, and he says, "Okay, follow up question. Have you seen have you seen a spirit of sort of a tall man? His name is oh my god, I just blanked out his name. Who's the guy he killed?
Flagnagdon?
Flagnagdon, thank you. His name is Flagnagdon. He probably came here about a decade ago or so. And the chieftain again looks back and says, "This no souls here for a decade. Are you kidding me? We don't operate like that." He says, "Look, I'm sorry, but we cannot let you traverse the prime, or we cannot let you traverse the astral plane. I'll have my people escort you out." And these little spirits, all the spirits that were dancing around you, these blurred things with animal skulls, they turn to similar things to the spirits, those like circular spheres, and dart towards you, and then apparate back into their normal forms and start to grab you and usher you out of the city.
Just me and Corman?
Yeah, just you and Corman. Unless somebody else made their presence known. I guess not. Yeah, you guys, they usher you out of the city. Corman goes willingly.
I do too. I follow his lead.
Okay.
Is the chieftain going out with them?
The chieftain is not. It's just about 4 or 5 of these ghostly things.
Okay.
These tattoos.
Can I? Sorry.
I just kind of push Alora again with my my mage hand, and I bring one in front of her face and do a thumbs up with it.
I'm not sure what that means.
With the other hand that's still behind her, I keep pushing her towards the chieftain.
You want me to talk to him?
I do another thumbs up.
You know you can cast message, right?
Aloris
Oh, right,
turns
I
around
have it,
and
yeah.
looks at him like he's freaking crazy.
Okay, I cast message because a voice off told me that I had that spell. It's great that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent a message to Alora. I need you to distract him. I want to check in his tent.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. So, with Thorn, I walk up to the chieftain, and I kind of do a to get his attention.
Are you gonna say anything? Or you're just gonna clear your
No,
throat?
I got a plan. But
It's
I
just
want
like
to
two
talk
children
first.
holding hands and going in front of the candy store and just going like,
Essentially, that's what's happening.
Okay, he calls to you. Another human? What? What's going on here? I thought there was only 2 of you.
Well, I don't know anything about those people, but we're here kind of on a mission. We're looking for someone.
This is a different someone than your half elf friend who was here before.
Well, I don't know if you see next to me here, my ghostly friend. We're looking for his sister. And I think that she would be here somewhere.
Okay. He sort of scrunches up his face and studies Thorn for a second. And he says, it's rare that a soul comes to the astral plane. Chief is a racist, everyone looks human to him. It's rare that a soul comes to the astral plane, not in the river. What brings you here? And he says, sorry, sir. I guess we're here looking for my sister, Rose. She looks kind of like me. Also ghostly looking. And he says, there's thousands of souls here. I don't know how to help you with that, but I'm sorry, we can't allow spirits to exist in the prime material. Or sorry, we can't allow spirits to exist in the astral plane, not in soul form. And he reaches out his hand, and you see Thorn for a second gasp and turn into orb form as he's whisked through the sky and deposited yards away, hundreds of yards away into the river.
What happens if, as this is happening, I open up the lantern? Will it suck him back in?
You try that, and it looks like it started to work, and it started pulling him a little bit, but you weren't able to like Ghostbuster him back into the lantern. And you're left standing in front of the chieftain. Says, please leave now. I have matters to attend to. You're breaking the ritual. There's thousands of souls we have to deal with. There's a backlog right now. I'm working a double shift. I need you to go.
So while this is happening, I'm gonna sneak
You're working
in.
a double shift? You just freaking took my friend!
Hey, lady, these souls ain't gonna convert themselves.
Alright, Allura gets really angry and shoots a firebolt at him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Roll to hit.
Give me my friend back, or there'll be more where that came from.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I don't remember how.
The D20 plus your spell casting modifier.
Spell attack bonus.
Oh, that.
And it's been a while.
Darn it. Okay, so I actually have had inspiration for like 6 episodes. Can I use it now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That was worse.
What'd you roll?
What did I have to add to it?
Whatever your spellcasting modifier is.
I don't know what that is.
It's on your...
Second page, top right.
Oh. $11.
Okay, yeah, you connect. Yeah, the firebolt connects with...
I'm not really trying to hurt him. I'm just trying to threaten him.
Oh, don't worry, you didn't really hurt him. he's taken back by what you did. Roll an intimidation check too, and roll it with advantage. You shot him with a fireball.
So I can roll it twice.
Yep.
Nice.
14.
Okay. He looks at you and says, do you not know who I am? I'm not even alive. That doesn't make sense to shoot me with a fireball. But I appreciate what would the right word be? I appreciate
Moxie.
your moxie. Listen, I don't know what happened to your ghost friend now. That's not really my business, but we have a situation we've been dealing with for a while here. It's sort of a soul eater giant beast thing. It sounds really bad, and that's because it is really bad. And we just have a general problem with souls like not getting to the great hamster. So I'll make you a deal. I'll get your friends out of the plane if you go dispose of this beast.
Deal. What can you tell me anything about it other than that?
That's a great follow-up question. And he sort of waves his hand in the sky, and this map sort of apparates in front of him of all these tributaries that are going in the Great Central River. And he points to a spot, and he says, "The beast was last seen here. If you go and bring back a tooth, I'll know you disposed of it."
Okay, I'll do this. You have a deal.
Okay.
Seeing
I
that feat is gonna really help out.
I take the map. I puff up my chest to look all tough, even though I'm this teeny tiny little elf lady. And I say, "I will see you soon," and then I walk away because I'm fucking scared and I don't want to be near this thing anymore.
I like it. Yeah, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode. You guys. Oh, that's really quiet. You guys leveled up last time.
You can't stop now!
Yeah, sorry, you're level 4. I'm errating that in. You guys are level 4 now.
It was like a commercial.
Yeah.
That was the bravest thing I've done in 10 episodes.
That
and
was
you're
really
stopping?
that was really cool. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to the AkerTales. We'll see you next time.
Next time on the AkerTales.
No. Okay, you got you strut your way out of there, doing your best to hide your fear. Luckily, your back is now turned to the chieftain, so he can't see just the paleness, the unusual paleness that's in your skin.
I was gonna say, I'm literally like bluish white.
Yeah, you're like
I
white.
don't know how
white.
you would see paleness.
The color kind
on
of
this.
drained from you a little bit, but luckily he didn't catch it as you strut your way out. And Cora's still there, right? She's been hiding in the shadows.
Wait,
the whole
I
time.
got one more thing to do on my way out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna smack Themir like, and then I'm gonna walk out.
Well, I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Cora's just watching this group of weirdos get into and out of trouble.
Can
Pretty
I
much.
can I grab Cora's arm and pull her with me?
No. Cora is going to follow you while still being in its stealthy state.
Good plan.
Okay. Cool. So you make your way out of the city, and you go and join Marcus and Hank, who have been escorted outside the city.
Corman.
Sorry, not Marcus. Corman and Hank, who are escorted outside the city. Do you want to tell them about what just happened?
They couldn't see or hear any of that?
They were escorted out.
Is Thamir still laying in the grass, just mage handing things?
Yep.
No, I said I was sneaking in while Katie was distracting the chieftain.
Oh shit! Yeah. Let's. What are you doing while you're in there? What was your stealth?
I just look out for anything like notes or like magical stuff.
How are you gonna? Oh yeah, you're sneaky. I was gonna say, how are you gonna get back out?
Yeah, he's sneaky. You don't notice like notes or anything, but there does seem to be a whole bunch of magical. Not artifacts isn't the right word. It's like ritualistic things on like the mantles. Like there's like a full stag head, and there's like a jar of like eyeballs, and there's
So,
like all these
components.
yeah, like yeah. But there's nothing
Is there
like
like a recipe, like a potion recipe or something, or I don't know what they're doing, like notes on the ritual or anything.
no, you do see a cauldron that's there, but there's no like list
Okay.
of what they might be doing with it. Like there's no recipe book for it.
I'm gonna take an empty vial
Okay.
and I'm gonna put some of whatever's in the cauldron inside my my vial.
Okay. Roll me another stealth check.
19.
19, yeah, sure. You get how big's your vial?
Well, it was the one there that had an invisibility potion in it, so
Oh my god, I don't know which one that is.
one personal dose or whatever.
Yeah, okay. It's I think that was the tall and skinny sort of test tube like jar that was there, or the flask that was there. Yeah, you grab a flask full of this mysterious juice that they have brewing.
Cool. Afterwards, I just head out and try to make my way outside the camp.
And you do so successfully. Cool. Do you want to tell everyone, Alora, about what just happened?
Can I just say that I told them and that
Okay. Yeah,
I
you.
don't have to.
Yeah, sure.
I pull out the map.
It wasn't a. He didn't give you a physical map. He just sort of pointed to it.
You let me grab it.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Well, you did not let me grab it. I thought I grabbed a map.
I'll say he made you a Let's say he made you a personal copy of the map, not the one.
I just kind of pictured like, you know, when magical people do like and then like a real thing appears,
Okay, let's do it like that. That's how we'll do it.
and then I just grabbed it out of the air. Is AbQ back?
Physically? BRB?
Yeah,
Oh. You're filming Jaeger BRB. That's a good break.
but I don't. I don't want to do this part without him.
Hold on. Be back in a second.
That's fine. I gotta go look for something anyway that I had saved on my computer, and I don't know where I saved it because it was forever ago
Okay,
since we did this.
I'll be right back as well.
It's fine. Quick break. That's fine because we started on time, sorta, this time, which means we have plenty of time to take a break this time. I like this music. Did you change the music? Is this too? What feels like the Dead River to you, Katie?
So, something spoopy.
That's not that one.
That
This feels more like the Dead River.
Yeah, I kind of like this. This sounds like the music that should have been playing in the kids' room when we were there.
Yeah, kinda. I agree. Missed opportunities.
I can't believe you took Thorn away from me.
Talk about the unexpected.
Seriously.
AkerTales is.
I was here to get another ghost, not lose my ghost.
Maybe you should not present him to the
Okay, sorry,
Harvester of
guys.
Souls. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome back.
I was
didn't-
getting a drink.
I didn't know he could take him though, because I thought he was tied to the lantern. So I wouldn't have expected him to be able to like. I mean, it makes sense. 'Cause he's, like that's like his whole job and stuff. But I thought it would have been a little bit harder for him to do that.
Man, I had another.
I can't believe I scared him though.
That's pretty cool.
Katie, I'm sorry I jumped in when you tripped, by the way.
No, it's okay because then I got to do what I got to do. Except
know,
Thorn's gone, but I got us a map. Oh wait,
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't tell
sorry.
you that. You don't know that yet.
But your feet will be really good to use the map.
Yes, it will. Oh, it totally will. There's lots of reasons why.
Yeah, we need to give you all our maps now.
He's just the cartographer of the group. Or Laura's just the cartographer of the group.
Pretty much.
Where did I write all this? I have notes that I'm missing.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Katie, I just didn't know how I was going to get out of that dance group, and you seemed awkward, so I came to your rescue.
No, that worked. That worked out way better. I
Okay.
would have been way weirder if I would have had to talk first.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Welcome
All
back!
right. Okay, so wait, can I talk now? Are we playing?
Yes, yes, we,
Okay.
we're playing League of Legends. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm playing the Legends.
Jinx Main.
Yeah.
That's a thing, right?
Yep,
Mhm.
that's Katie's favorite champ.
Mhm.
Alright, go for it, dude.
All right. So I walk up to the group and I kind of give them a little rundown of what I just did because I'm all like amped up and super pumped. Like, oh my god, did you see what I did? That was crazy. And then I pull out the map and I say, sorry guys, but we have to kill this thing. And it's right about here. I know nothing other than that. But we have to kill it. Or we're in serious trouble.
Why do we have to kill it?
He took Thorn away.
Sounds like a you problem. And then she cast Firebolt at my face.
But someone made me distract him, and then I got my ghost stolen. But he said he would give us Rose too, if we kill this beast.
what are we gonna do with Rose and Thorn eventually, do you think?
This is the start to the rest of the plot, which is Alora amassing a ghost army of small children, which she's going to use to go invade the Chaos Gate. And ultimately...
I'm going to force them to play house with me like they played house with me.
Am I back?
I don't know.
I'm
are
gonna
you
collect
back?
all the children that died in the Chaos Gate and use them as the ghost army for revenge from the orphanage that was destroyed.
Does
Why
Thamir
didn't
count
you
as...
just say that in the first place?
It's kind of a slippery slope,
It's-
though, because you might just start killing children to have a bigger army.
Yeah, if you
Ooh.
look at her backstory, it's all written there. So, like it's page like 45 or so. She wrote a
Look,
lot.
guys, we're a group and we work as a team, and Thorn is part of our team, and we can't just let him go. That's all I got. That's my inspirational talk.
That was really good.
Well,
That's-
He's helped us in the past, and he might have a lot more to help us with.
well, I could let him go, but I can see clearly, so
Maybe if we do this for the chieftain, he will help us find the attuner. This will help us, earn his trust.
valid.
And he was gonna kick us out of this plane. This is the only reason he's letting us stay.
Okay. We'll do it. I'll do it.
Am I back?
You've been here.
Oh,
Yeah, I would say you came up like mid that conversation.
all right.
You
I
caught-
like this version of Alora, by the way. The inspirational leader.
Yeah, you caught back in as Alora was trying to make her case as to why you should help this chieftain.
I say let's do it. Also, are you thirsty, Hank?
Yes. Why do you ask?
I got something out of the cauldron in the chieftain's hut.
What is it?
I throw you the potion. I don't know if it's drinkable, but figured you might want to try.
I trust Thamior completely and drink the potion.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And you thought I got us into trouble.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hank, as you say that, as you say, I trust Thamior completely, and you down this vial. To everyone else, they see you drink it, and you make sort of a weird face, and your body just collapses on the ground, like a rag doll.
Hank is going in my lantern after all.
Oh yeah. I
Wait, did I just get roofied?
Hank.
Thamior.
He would do that to you.
Yeah, Hank, from your perspective, the world goes black for a second, and you just hear all these voices screaming out at once, sort of proclaiming their life and talking about nothing interesting in particular, but like normal speech, but it's a ton of them, and it's one after another. And it's on top of each other, and they get louder and louder, and there's more and more of them, and you get visions of your past. You get visions of your time as a kid. You get visions. Do we know anything about Hank as a kid?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you and I talked about it briefly, but I don't know if this is the time or place.
Sure, yeah. Do you have like a childhood memory that might pop in your head, like a memorable thing that might have happened to you as a kid?
Okay, give me 1 second to Google and...
Sure, yeah. I can edit all this out. That's the beauty of podcasting. I know we talked some backstory.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, okay. So, I remember a memory back when I was 9 years old when the town bully, Petrick, it was my 9th birthday, and I had just gotten a brand new satchel to take to school, and Petrick saw it, and he ripped it off of my back, and he shredded it to pieces, and that's when my childhood ended.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you get memories of Patrick just bullying you, and you feel that same sadness that you felt then, like this overwhelmingly, I don't know if it's doom is not the right word, but like this helplessness in the situation. And I think we go forward a bit in time, and we go to Aragonia Idol, and I think you start to feel all your anxiousness from competing, and all of your nervousness about what's going on. You've practiced forever, right? But you never know when it comes time to competing, and this is the biggest moment of your life. This is what you've been preparing for.
And in this moment, I remember back to when I was bullied by Petrick, and I remind myself that I will never be bullied or taken advantage of again. And winning Aragonian Idol is my right, and I will do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, and you feel that pride, that self-empowerment. And then we jump again to afterwards, and your shame and regret, and how you're playing everything back in your head that you messed up, and all the things that you did wrong, and maybe they weren't wrong, but like they weren't what you wanted to do. They weren't the quote unquote plan. And yeah, we jump to the scene of you stuffing the ballot box and your feelings then. What was going through your mind when you were sabotaging?
I was winning a contest that was already over, and I was making sure that nothing was left to chance.
Yeah, and you have that feeling of security again that you had, and like knowing like it's in the bag now. And then we jump again to the commissioner of Aragonian Idol talking to you, and it's in third person, but he's informing you that you've been disqualified. You feel all that shame and regret going through again, and we jump ahead to your time as an outcast, self-outcast, and living on your own, and sort of all the rush of emotions as you self-isolate yourself from society.
Do you want me to do that thing we talked about now?
Yeah, sure.
And I find a dead body, and it has a note on it that says, "I am in desperate need of adventurers. Come quickly. Signed, Marcus." And I take the note.
Yeah, from another dead body, not your own body.
Not my own dead body, but another dead body with
Yeah.
identification as Hank Porter.
Yeah, and you feel this renewed sense of purpose, and this new path to make out. And then we jump back to the present, except you're not in your half-elf body, standing by your friends. You are floating in the river, and you're not drowning. You're just floating, and you can't breathe, but you don't need to breathe, and you can't move, but you feel like you don't need to as well, and you sort of are just drifting aimlessly through the river. And then we jump back to our other heroes, who are now looking at Hank's body.
Oh my god.
Is he dead?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd go try to check his pulse.
His pulse is still there, but he's as comatose can be.
Why did he drink that? I was making a joke.
What do we do?
I cast Mage Hand and start trying to slap him in a gentle way to bring him back.
It's not working. Nothing seems to be working.
Can I just say that I was not intending to make this episode about my character? For the
Well,
record.
to be fair, you didn't make it about your character. Thamior made it about your character.
Oh damn.
Yep.
So I'm going to look at Corman and ask him if he knows what we should do.
He looks bewildered. He doesn't. I think he's looking around and assessing, but like it's rare for him to be shocked this way. Like obviously he was shocked when he saw Thorn, but he's an adventurer and he's seen a bunch. And like I said before, like his thought process is usually just to be spontaneous and figure out the results later, or figure out what's supposed to happen later. But in this moment, like, he doesn't know what to do. Man, you guys lost 2 people so far in one episode.
I guess I'm Corman now.
You're not dead forever.
I guess I'm not
So-
Corman now.
Maybe.
He looks to be just in a coma, so at least he's not dead.
Maybe the chieftain guy can help us, but he's probably not going to do anything until we do his job.
Agreed. I'm assuming
Okay.
he can help us. This came from tent. So
Hey,
Davior.
Chieftain, you remember that stuff I stole from you just a little? Oh, sorry, secretly stole from you a
Yeah.
little bit ago. I need you to
You happen
undo
to have
that.
the antidote?
I
Alright,
my
this
buddy
is what we're
drank
gonna
that.
I'm feeling bossy today. This is what we're gonna do. I hand Cora the map. I point to where we're going. And I tell Thamir to put Hank on my back, and I turn into a direwolf.
Okay, I do that with the help of my mage hands and my own hands.
So the feat that I picked, is that I always know which way north is. So I should be able to follow the map pretty easily.
Yep, absolutely.
So-
There's a compass rose on the map.
I also can super accurately remember something, so I don't need to look at the map again, so I'm just gonna start walking.
Okay, you leading the way.
Follow Elora.
So Alora leads the way with this comatose Hank on her back, as the party follows behind her, and are you guys just making your way to the spot where this monster thing's at?
Unless anybody else has something they want to do.
I was doing
If you
some.
thought I
Let's
was,
go take
If
care
you-
of the Soul Eater.
if you thought I was dead weight in combat before,
Well, I was kind of thinking we didn't really need you to fight it, so...
think a lot.
Just kidding.
Okay, you guys.
You just wanted to ride the direwolf.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, but technically I'm not.
No.
You didn't understand that you have to roofie people usually, not roofie yourself.
Man, why do I?
I'm
why
pretty
do I
sure
have to roofie people
Thamior-
for them to ride me?
Thamior roofied me. And then Katie's carrying me on her back. Or Laura's carrying me on her back.
Oh man.
Next, you're gonna throw me at the Soul Eater to cause
No.
a distraction.
No. Let me know when we get. Let me know when we get close
I'll give
to it.
I think we'll just give Thamior a gentle nudge and a thumbs up.
Excellent plan.
Okay, you guys make your way to the spot on this map. It's off the actual big river that's there, and it's quite a distance away, just judging from the scale of the map versus your surroundings. And you travel along, and you come up around another soul that pops up out of one of these rivers, and you guys remember Andriana, the spell weaver, who was a wizard, but she wasn't strong with magic, so she decided to take her magicalness to weave spells, weave scrolls. And you remember a scene, not from your kingdom, the king that you guys know from Westlands, but there's a king yelling at her for a scroll she made, a deception scroll she made for distracting the queen as he was flirting, and it didn't work, and now the queen is now mad at the king, and he banishing her, and the regret and failure that Andriana feels, and the soul disappears, and you come up around another soul. Joey's just a boy, he's young, and he didn't accomplish much in a short time. He died at the age of 6 from a sickness, but he was so happy, and you remember his happiness, and again the soul disappears, and you come up around a third one, and this one, as it fills all of your memory, seems a lot more familiar to you. It's a man, his name's Rufus, and he's wearing the same cultist robe that you guys have seen so many times before, and he's doing these prayers in his home to Naldur and praying for salvation. And you cut to a scene of him. You cut to a scene of him taking children and looking through these kids and looking for what he is deeming a suitable not heir, but a suitable child for Naldur, the one he's looking for, and none of them are happy, and he's angry. And you see him throw a glass up against the wall, and the scene fades away again, and the soul disappears. And you travel for a decent distance more, and I think Corman suggests you guys set up camp for the night, as it's been like a full day's journey, probably a day and a half's journey so far.
I set up the camp.
Cool. Thamir, you help set up. Do you guys have explorers packs? I think everyone does.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. You've done this a bunch of times in the past, and you sort of know your own process. And Corman goes to stoke a fires as you guys go set up tents. Who makes dinner out of a group?
It's usually Hank.
It's usually Hank, isn't it? So
Hank's dead body has 6 pieces of jerky.
Yeah,
Jerkies.
you all look at each other for a moment as you're going through your normal routine of setting up camp, and you realize that Hank's not there to do it this time, and someone has to sort of step up and make something.
Either that, or you're gonna have to rifle the guy in the coma's pockets.
I would feel like a jerk.
Bamboo jerky.
When I set up my my bedroll, I actually put Hank in it instead of me.
Okay.
I don't want him to die. Gotta make him comfy.
Is anyone gonna actually make dinner, or is everyone just gonna go to bed hungry as nobody knows how to?
Don't we all have rations? Can't we just like nibble? On
I'm
something?
gonna try to make dinner.
Okay.
Hank would share his rations.
I mean, you could technically steal his rations from him. You can't do anything about it. Thamior,
Is this a long rest for me since I'm in a coma?
This is a long rest for everyone. Yeah, it's really long rest for you. Super long rest for you, but everyone else is just a normal rest. I don't know. Do we have? Just roll me what would be a good skill for cooking? What would be
Survival, maybe?
Yeah, roll me a survival check.
8.
8. Okay, you make an attempt to make dinner for everyone, and the good news is it was probably some meat rations that you had, and the good news is you cooked it, but it's like really overcooked to the point that it's super tough to bite into, and it does the job, but like everyone, as they sort of gnaw on this meal that you've prepared, I think have moments of really missing Hank at this moment. And I think as you sit around the fire for the night, Corman's sort of looking up at the stars and says to you guys, I hope we can get Hank back.
Hey, Corman.
Yeah?
You know what Hank used to do when we sat around the fire?
What did he used to do?
He used to sing us a song so we could go to sleep.
And oh man, I don't know what to sing. I don't have songs prepared. He says, yeah, that Hank's a good guy, isn't he? And I think for a second he he wonders to himself, and he says, you know, so this is what happens when we die, isn't it? We just float here for a while.
I guess. But he's not dead.
And he says, yeah, you're right. I hope so, at least. And he sings you a lullaby.
What does it sound like?
So I would assume Corman probably has an instrument. He probably has a harmonica.
No, I think he's got something he plays with his hands while he sings.
Like patty cake?
No,
bongos?
Like maybe like a guitar.
He carries a guitar with him. Okay.
Yeah. So that we can hear his voice when he sings.
Oh no, I'll sing. I don't know what to sing. What would be a good bedtime song?
I mean, if you're doing things in Hank fashion.
He sings. Okay, yeah. He starts singing. Oh man, I gotta sing in his voice.
In Corman's voice, yeah.
Corman's
That's
voice.
even better.
He says. He busts out. No, he busts out. Probably like a banjo or something. Something that's a little more portable, and he starts singing. Baby, you're a firework. I don't know what the last line is. Wait up. I'm about to redo this. Let me go Google this quick. Magic of podcasting. I can edit this out.
This may be the best session ever.
Okay. Stop laughing. He says, Hank, baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky.
God.
And yeah, you all drift to sleep. Thank you. You don't need to applaud for that one. Thank you. Cool. So, oh shit, we've been recording for a long time, haven't we? Because we started right at 9.
I'm gonna die more often if that means you sing.
Yeah, I mean, you can just get more potion, right? And then you're good to go. So you guys wake up, and you pack up your camp, and you make your way. And again, you have more of these visions of all these spirits as you go. You meet Judas the blacksmith, and you meet I don't know, give me a name.
Francine.
Francine who? What does Francine do?
Francine is the cobbler.
Cobbler. You meet Francine the cobbler, and you continue along your journey. And I would say it's probably evening by the time you finally make it to the point where you're supposed to. And Alora, you look down at the map, and you I guess you don't look down at the map. Or you arrive at your destination, and you say that it's here. This is the spot you're looking for.
Wait. I wanted to stop like right outside the spot.
Sure.
Okay. So, are we still in like a foresty kind of area?
It's like marshy, but yeah, there's lots of trees around.
Okay, I am going to find a nice like hidden spot to drop Hank's body off.
Okay. You I would say you find a nice spot. It's a little higher up, but there's a lot of leaves and a lot of grass there, and it's elevated. It's out of the water. And you drop off Hank's body, and you pay extra special care to like not just drop him off at a spot. Like you make him comfortable. Yeah, and you put him down to lay.
And I kind of start digging around in my backpack to see if I have anything to kind of cover him up with. The only thing I have is a cultist robe, so I'm kind of gonna cover him up.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell Chip to stay with him and keep him safe.
Okay. Chip. Yips. Is that the sound of fox wings?
What? What does a fox say?
Yeah, what does the fox say?
What does a fox say? The Chip yips at you.
Ding 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 ding.
Chip ding 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 da ding da ding dings at you, and sort of circles around, does like a spin around twice, and yips, and he seems to understand what you're saying.
And that like butt shake part.
Yeah, and the butt shake. He does the entire what did the fox say? Musical production choreography.
That's probably so cute.
We have to find a way to recreate tonight's episode because holy cow.
We're not done yet.
I know, this is magical.
Okay. I'm glad
This is magic.
Well, this is what happens when you have a whole month between sessions.
No, I think this is what happens when you let John Akerson create on his own instead of shackling him to a lore.
Yeah, I know. Do you know the monster that's in the Dead River? It's fucking dumb. It's a dumb monster.
Yeah.
The monster's a lot cooler.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this is what we should do from here on out, is let you creatively go, and we just kind of joke along the way.
That's fine with me. That's what I do. Anyway, we're not done yet.
Let's save Hank.
Yeah, let's save Hank. Yeah, you so are you gonna continue to the spot where you're supposed to be?
Mhm.
Okay. You make your way there.
I'll continue to lead the way.
Are you gonna stay in wolf form, by the way?
We're going to fight a monster, yeah.
Okay. I was just I don't want to put words in your mouth. You lead the way again as direwolf, and
I don't know what this monster's gonna be, but can I make a prediction of what I'm imagining in my head real quick before you tell us what it looks like?
Yeah.
I'm picturing, what's that the monster in like mythology with all the heads?
A Hydra?
Yeah, that one. That's what I'm picturing.
See, I'm picturing the first boss in Dark Souls 1.
I don't know what that is.
what's the first?
Like
I'm picturing it big and
the
like
vagina dragon.
the Hercules version of the Hydra.
Well, not the first boss, but like the first.
What is
I was
it?
gonna say I remember fighting the first boss because I played that. That's the weird thing with the antler horns, right? And the big gross body thing.
This thing?
I'm not picturing anything because I'm in a coma 500 yards away.
You're a long distance. Well, so
Oh, look,
your
look, it's
body's
me.
close by. Your soul is not. Anyway, you guys make your way to the spot, and Alora, you kind of alert everyone. I mean, you're in wolf form, but you alert everyone that this is where you're supposed to be. And you don't.
That's a good question. Can I still talk?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either, but
Pretty sure you can. We can look afterwards. You motioned everyone that, and I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is where you're supposed to be, but there's nothing here. You don't see anything. And Corman looks around confused and like, well, this is that's not his voice. Well, this is a dead end. And as he does that, everything gets cold, like really cold, like not just like a cold breeze outside, but like internally everyone can feel it too. And then all of a sudden you have this other flashback, and Damior, did we ever talk about your parents at all?
I think the only thing we said was that I had a brooch from them from the School of Magic.
Right. Okay. You do you want to give them names, or do you want me to give them names?
I do not know their name.
Okay. You all remember I gotta come up with names quick. Someone give me a guy's name for an elf.
Francine.
Francine. I wrote Frando. That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, you get these, everyone at this, it's the same way that all these souls have been. Two of them come into your head as two bulbs sort of drift by you, and you recognize them as Francine and Elizabeth, and they are high elves, and they serve the king of Westlands, but they don't serve in Westlands. They serve in a smaller, like, not capital city. I don't know what a smaller. It's not as big as Westlands, but it's like the next biggest city in the kingdom. It's territorially strategic positioning to set up like another big establishment. And they're artificers for the king, and they their job is to help protect Aragonia. And you see them at an orphanage, and they look panicked and worried and nervous, and they're handing over this child to this older woman who works at the orphanage, and they seem to be explaining stuff, directions to the kid, and the kid has a brooch on it, and you can feel just this sense of relief that they feel. And then the scene changes, and you see them again, and you see them older now, much older, invisibly gray now, and they there's a kid with them, a female child. Her name is Grace, and they seem to be happy. They seem to be in a home, and they're playing, and I think she just came back from her recital. And they seem to be proud, and you can feel everyone's sense of excitement for this kid, and sort of the congratulatory celebration that they're having. And then the scene disappears again, and those two orbs, like all the other orbs, go dim, and they go down below the surface of the water again. And I think immediately all of you know what exactly just happened, that you witnessed Thamior's parents, probably for the first time with him. And I would say this is a moment that you would need to sort of talk to him, except as you do that, you hear a loud boom behind you, and the ground shakes, and I think some trees fall down, and you turn around to see this ghostly looking aberration as it reaches into the water and grabs some souls and chugs it in its mouth and roars. And that's where we're in for the night.
Oh!
Oh.
Did I
Thank you.
experience the Thamior memory?
Yeah, sure.
It's fine either way.
Well, you're in a dreamy state, so
I would say you
It-
did, but differently than everyone else. But you are aware of this because you're in the river.
So I have cursory knowledge of it.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning into episode 10. Sorry for taking so long to actually do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
oh my god.
Yeah, as always, you can find us at twitter.com/AkerTales. We stream here at Akerson_, and all of our podcasts go up the following. I've been doing on Fridays, but really my goal is by Sunday. So 1 week from now over at AkerTales.com. That's it for this time. Tune in next time, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye.